Join me as I dive into the challenge of mastering consonants in English. Mastering consonants in English is essential for effective communication in English language. Without a solid grasp on this fundamental sound, it can be difficult to express yourself clearly and confidently. In fact, consonants and vowels are the building blocks of the English language, providing the foundation for words, sentences, and ideas. In this video, one of the sounds will be considered, which is consonants. We have two basic sounds in English language. The first is the consonant, and the second is the vowel sound. Today, we'll be considering consonant sounds. For the consonant sounds, we'll be considering the classification, the relationship between letters of the alphabet, and the sounds responsible for the realization or production of each. Welcome to my channel. This is your online English tutor. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Let's go on in this journey. Let's move on in the studying of consonant sounds. There are 24 consonant sounds in English language, and these are grouped or classified according to the following. The first is points or places of articulation. The second is the manner of articulation. What do we mean by points or places of articulation? For every productive sound produced, there are organs responsible for the sounds. Every sound made, there are organs responsible. These are referred to as organs of speech, majorly in the neck region, the head and the neck region. That means where this sound comes from, we have 24 consonant sounds in English language, and these are grouped or classified according to the following. The first is the points or places of articulation. The second is the manner of articulation. For every sound produced, there are organs of speech that enables its production. These organs are mostly located in the head and neck region. So where this sound comes from, the place of articulation will be considered, and also how is the sound produced. That is what we mean by manner of articulation. How is it produced? All this will be studied as we move on. Now, let's look at the sounds of consonants, one after the other. Consonant sounds appeared into two forms. They are regarded as the voiced sounds and the voiceless sounds. What happens when we have voiced sounds? It simply means that the vibration of the vocal cords during the articulation of these sounds. There is vibration of the vocal cords during the articulation or the production of these sounds. Remember, I said earlier, there are organs of speech responsible for the sounds that human makes. So, let's look at the voiced sounds. The first sound here is B. B. D. D. G. G. V. V. The. Z. After Z is J. 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 Then we have J. J. We have Then U, U, O, wo, then R. These are the voiced sounds. Now, let's move to the voiceless sounds for the pronunciation. The first here is P. P. The next is T. T. K. K. F. F. The next S. S. The next sh. Sh. We have ch. Ch. Hu. Hu. Then the next one is f. You could see the difference between the voiced sound and the voiceless. Remember I said in the voice sounds there is vibration in the vocal cords. That's the point of articulation of this voice consonant, of these consonant sounds. In the voiceless, there's little or no vibration of the vocal cords during articulation. So, let's move on to the classification of sounds and points of articulation of this consonant sound. We'll look at the sounds, the classification, and organs of articulation. The first sound on the table here is B, B and M. They are classified as bilabial sounds. That means the upper lip and the lower lip are involved in the articulation of these sounds. Remember I said it involves the lower lip and the upper lips. Let's look at the next sound, which is F and V. They are classified as labiodental. That is, the lower lip and the upper teeth are the organs for the articulation of these sounds. We have F and V. These are classified too as dental sounds. It involves the tip of the tongue and the upper teeth, referred to as the incisors. The next sound to be considered are sh, j, ch, and j. These are classified as palatoalveolar. That is, the tip of the tongue, the alveolar ridge, the central part of the tongue, and hard palate are involved in the articulation of these sounds. The organs involved are the tongue, the alveolar ridge, the central part of the tongue, and the hard palate. The U sound, which is regarded to as the palatal sound. The organs of articulation include the central part of the tongue and the hard palate. Other sounds are k, g, They are referred to as velar sounds. The back of the tongue and the hard palate are responsible for the production of these sounds. We have ho, ho. These are glottal sounds, or is a glottal sound. The organ, of course, responsible for the articulation is the glottis. We also have t, d, z, l, and r. These are velar sounds. The organs of articulation involved in this are the tip of the tongue and the alveolar ridge. The last classification is oo. It is a semi-vowel sound. Let's move on to the manner of articulation. We have the stops or plosives. We have the fricatives, the affricates, the nasals, the lateral, the liquid, and the semi-vowel consonant sound. What type of sounds are regarded to as the stops or plosives? Of course, the sounds are p, b, t, d, k, and g. I will repeat the sounds again. P, p, t, d, k, and g. For the stops or plosives, we have complete obstruction of air before the sounds are suddenly released, and that's why we refer to it as stops, or that's why it is referred to as stops. There is a complete obstruction of air before the sounds are suddenly released. We have the fricatives. In the fricative sounds, in the production of the fricative sounds, we have the partial obstruction of air when the organs of articulation come together and the sounds are released with a hissing sound. Let's look at the sounds. We have f, v, the, s, z, h, j. Let's look at the affricates. The two sounds under affricates are ch and j. In this production of the sound, we have obstruction in the air stream, but the sounds are produced with gradual release of air, as opposed to the forceful release of air in the case of plosives. We have the nasal sounds, which are and Air is released through the nose when they are articulated. We have the lateral, which is There is obstruction of air by the tongue, and the air is released from both sides of the tongue. Try and pronounce these sounds. You will discover that these are evident whenever you are pronouncing them. We have the liquid roll, which is R. The tip of the tongue rolls up during its articulation. Then there is one there are two sounds that we regard to as semi-vowels. These are consonant sounds, but they function as vowels in certain words. We have the O and the U sounds. Let's look at examples of these sounds in words. The first sound here is P. We have publish, crop, appease, appendage, book, bulb, biscuit, bubble, toad, plant, practical, settle. We have doubt, students, sudden, saddle, kind, break, kettle, school, We have bargain, beggar, gear, and goat. Fun, cuff, tough, physics. We have V, Vina, love, savvy. We have fang, bath, breathe, thoughts. We have the clothing, clothe, bath, sew, dance, nurse, lists, razor, zillion, rose, prize. We have show, mission, passionate, ocean. The J sound: treasure, measure, decision, vision. We have the home, whose, home, house. Church, check, future, mature. Joke, major, judge, bridge. Member, family, calm, arms. Nest, loan, planet, kneel. King, kingdom, bank, tongue. Pill, language, materialize, lateral. Marine, pray, rain, borrow. Yes, you, yacht, mayor. Major, major. Women, twice, tweak, quick. Overall today, we have discussed the consonant sounds. I told you we are only discussing about the consonants today. In my next video, we'll be looking at the vowel sounds. So you have learned that we have 24 consonant sounds, both voiced and voiceless. Their places of articulation and also their manner. We also wrote the examples on the board for you to continue with in your individual learning spaces. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more educative and English language lessons. See you in my next video. Bye.